1939년 8월 런던, 아이작 모리스의 사무실을 찾은 베라 엘리자베스 클레이슨. 모리스는 베라에게 오웬 부인이 그녀를 비서로 지명했다고 하고 병정섬에서 손님들을 대접해야 하니 그리로 오라 했다고 이야기합니다. 베라는 오웬 부인과 일명식도 없었지만 보수가 좋다는 말에 이를 수락합니다. 드라마 그리고 아무도 없었다 시작합니다. 베라는 기차를 타고 항구로 향했고 사실 베라 외에도 오웬 부부의 초대를 받고 병정섬으로 향하는 사람들이 여럿 있었죠. 한편 항구에서도 병정섬으로 향하는 또 다른 이들이 있었고
Wargrave.
Justice, Wargrave.
Retired from justice.
Well, shall we?
이제 이들은 네르코트의 배를 타고 병정섬으로 향합니다. 그리고 섬 안에는 그들을 맞이하기 위해 준비하는 사람들이 있었죠.
Welcome to Soldier Island. Come along.
When can we expect to meet them?
We should be a full house by tonight.
그리고 저택 안에는 먼저 도착한 안토니 마스턴과 에밀리 브렌트가 있었죠. 이제 이들은 집사 로저스의 안내를 받으며 각자의 방으로 이동합니다.
Was it a childhood affliction? Your eyes?
Came on all suddenly.
A shock, maybe. Sudden change. We must be strong, Mrs. Rogers. We must be English women.
Yes, madam.
In future, a splash of eau de cologne. Will you come upstairs to attend on the ladies?
Beg your pardon, madam.
The goods, the troops, the war. Judge Wargrave, I'm terribly sorry for them.
There's one in my room, too.
I imagine there's one in every room.
Soldier Island, it makes sense.
We've got off on the wrong foot, haven't we? But you do have very pretty legs.
Mr. Lombard, and I assure you that I am not.
I get instincts about people. I have an instinct about you.
I think you're pretending.
얼마 뒤 저녁 식사를 위해 한자리에 모인 사람들.
They're the 10 little soldiers, you know, from the poem.
You shouldn't call it a poem, Miss Lathorne. Poetry should be uplifting.
Souffle's delicious. The Owens are always generous hosts. Business acquaintances, tinned goods. And goods what helped us win the war.
Suppose an army marches on its stomach. RAMC, I presume, Dr. Armstrong.
That's right.
Perhaps you're being interviewed as well.
Interviewed, General.
Owen is an amateur but very knowledgeable military.
No, I'm just here to get away from it all.
And an interesting name, Ulick Norman.
Mrs. Owen is Una Nancy.
What could be more English than Norman?
이후 브렌트가 로저스 집사에게 오웬 부부는 왜 안 오는지 묻자 로저스는 내일 아침에 네로코트가 배로 모시고 오거나 전보가 올 거라고 답합니다.
That narcot chap, a couple of bob, asked him to watch my car. The Jensen.
Of course, your car, the Jensen.
Isn't she a beauty?
You ran me off the road.
No, I didn't.
I was driving along, minding my own business, when you overtook me.
Well, I saw someone going at a pitiful speed.
Apology and a handshake between gentlemen.
But I haven't done anything wrong.
You ran me off the road.
If you can't control your car, then you really shouldn't be.
And you have the temerity to tell me it's my fault?
Gentlemen, please, there are ladies present.
You're right, General. A handshake between gentlemen. Let's be pals.
Nearly there.
So what battles were you involved with, General?
In South Africa and, of course, in France.
Leaving men to their cigars and their stories.
Is it time?
You start serving.
Excellent dinner, Mrs. Rogers. I'll certainly be telling them so.
Thank you, madam.
Whereabouts is your school?
I doubt you've heard of it. It's not.
Not particularly good either. Their fees are not high enough, nor is their pay. Far from it.
Ladies and gentlemen, you You are charged with the following indictments. Edward George Armstrong murdered Louisa Mary, Emily Caroline Brent murdered Beatrice Taylor, William Henry Bloor murdered James Stephen Lamb, Vera Elizabeth Claythorne murder Cyril Ogilvy Hamilton, Philip Lombard, you did murder 21 men, John Gordon MacArthur, you did murder Henry Richard, Anthony James Mars, you did murder John and Lucy John Lawgrave. Murder Edward Seaton, Thomas and Ethel Rogers. You did murder Jennifer Brady.
Thomas.
Prisoners of the bar. How do you plead?
Mrs. Rogers.
She just took a turn. I'll go fetch my bag.
Record. The hell are they playing at? What the hell are they playing?
John Marston, he doesn't know them.
It's not Davis.
Detective Sergeant William Bloor.
I need a drink.
These grotesque false accusations.
It's mild, but it will help you sleep. Questions about our hosts that only you can answer.
I told you!
그리고 잠시 뒤 로저스는 레코드를 왜 틀게 됐는지 말합니다.
My instructions. Put the record on at such a time.
Somebody went to a lot of time and expense.
He said about me and Mrs. Rogers. Never. Brady were like family to us. We did everything for her. She weren't well, frail as a bird.
하지만 로저스는 자신이 모시던 부인을 살해하고 그녀의 재산까지 갈취했었죠.
We'll ring if we require anything further.
I've never even met a John and Lucy Coo.
Louise Cleese was a surgical patient. But the moment anything goes wrong, it's blame the bloody surgeon.
Henry Richmond was one of our finest young officers.
Edward Seaton was guilty. Evidence that was not admissible before the court.
The only time I laid hands on Landor was to put handcuffs on his own puke.
Cyril, the little boy. I was his governess. He wasn't supposed to swim. He wasn't strong. I wasn't a good enough swimmer. I tried. Poor mother was broken. She was so broken.
Some sort of vicious joke.
Pinpoint accurate about me.
21 men.
Always thought someone would blab.
It's people like you put our missionaries in such danger.
Bloody butcher.
And I'm holding my hands up to her. I'm the only one telling the truth in a room full of life.
Please, ladies and gentlemen, enough. And be ready to leave tomorrow with Mr. Narracott. We are all victims of a cruel hoax.
John and Lucy Coo. They must have been those two kids. I mean, what sort of parents let their kids play out in the dark? I lost my license for 6 months. It was a terrific nuisance. I didn't stand a chance.
Poor children.
그런데 갑자기 안토니가 피를 토하며 쓰러집니다.
He's dead.
Armstrong.
Well, perhaps we ought to get rid of the stimulant. Same set of rules if you're posh or not. Very well.
Yes? Who is it?
그날 밤 암스트롱은 과거 음주 상태로 수술을 해서 환자가 사망했던 날에 꿈을 꾸게 됩니다.
Touch me.
Dr. Armstrong.
She's been dead for some hours.
간밤에 로저스 부인까지 사망하게 되고 암스트롱은 사람들에게 그녀의 사망 소식을 전합니다. 그런데 베라가 조각들이 없어졌다고 말합니다.
8 figures for the 8 people here.
I'm sure there's a perfectly rational explanation for this.
Almonds.
Cyanide.
Thank you for trying. Thank you.
What just went to the rocks? You can't. You're not strong enough. Listen to Miss Claythorne, dearest. No! You will make yourself ill.
Uncle Hugo!
Oh, thank heavens, in the nick of time.
I don't believe I've had the pleasure.
Who was doing so much to help Cyril in the schoolroom.
한편 암스트롱이 혼자서 해변가를 바라보는데 네러코트의 배는 보이지 않았고
Have you been for a paddle, General?
What are you, Lombard? A mercenary? Soldier?
You don't need to worry about what I am.
얼마 뒤 사람들은 아침 식사를 하고 베라가 조각품을 누가 만졌는지 묻지만 아무도 만지지 않았다고 답합니다.
It's the poem, don't you see? One choked himself, one overslept himself, and then there were 8. Tony Marsden was young and strong. Perhaps he was poisoned. What drugs do you have in your medical bag, doctor?
그리고 베라가 암스트롱의 가방을 보겠다며 소리치자 암스트롱은 워그레이브 판사를 과거에 병원에서 본 적이 있다며 그때 암 진단을 받았던 걸로 기억한다고 하고 강한 진통제를 갖고 있는 사람일 가능성이 크다고 주장합니다.
Just mild, as I said. Nothing special.
Very sorry, I'm very sorry.
Why shouldn't she be searched? All right for women. Let's see what you've got.
Control yourself, please.
I'm a doctor, you're a secretary.
Somebody move them. Someone did that. Did you really kill all those men?
Yes, Miss Claythorne, I did kill all those men.
Why?
They had something I wanted. In this case, it was diamonds. What about you? What did you want?
I nearly drowned. I failed to save a little boy in my care.
I love you, I love you. Bear that you are not with me now. Feel so cruel to poor, dear John. Sun rises and sets in your eyes, Henry.
The men are all ready for the whistle, sir.
Henry, a great friend to my wife and I. Perhaps you could call me John.
Thank you, John.
한편 롬바드와 블로어가 오웬 부부가 숨어있을지도 모른다며 섬 이곳저곳을 다니고 있었고
Ever get the feeling you're being hunted, Tubbs?
Stop calling me that. I ain't even fat.
Mr. Owen, whoever he may be, is a lot about us.
Well, not about me. Fell down the steps into this cell.
You never touched them.
I wouldn't want to be near one of them dirty bastards.
Come on, Tubbs, keep up.
General, is your suitcase ready?
She died.
Who?
My wife, Leslie. After all that, she died of the Spanish flu. I should have just stepped aside like a gentleman. Just let them be happy.
Do come back to the house, General.
He's not coming, Narracott, you know. We won't be leaving the island. This is the end. You won't understand that yet, but you will, in time.
I think you're quite mistaken. The boat will come and we'll all be waiting for you.
Oh, Miss Claythorne. Bring a couple of chairs, would you?
한편 롬바드와 블로어, 암스트롱까지 가세하여 오웬을 계속해서 찾아다니고 있었고
What are you doing?
Can't bet.
Well, I can't sleep in my room, can I? Your wife. Find somewhere else to sit up.
What for? We're all leaving.
I can't go anywhere until my employer dismisses me.
All right, then, carry on, Rogers.
Did you know he had a gun?
No.
Beatrice Taylor was my maid of all work. Believed her to be a clean, decent, modest girl. She had quite the little home. But then she got herself into trouble. The family way. She begged me for help, and quite properly, I refused.
What happened to her?
She threw herself under a train.
She asked you for help. If you had helped,
Why should I be reproached? Ask Rogers for some tea.
Marston was given cyanide, though.
Claythorne for the cyanide. I put money on.
What about the old boy? The general?
Miss Brent, let's search Wargrave.
Well, the judge. The story goes that he'd watch every execution he'd ordered. You suggested the judge.
Mr. Owen is on the island, and I'm going to find him.
He's just stirring the shit pot. I like to stir it right back.
얼마 뒤 브렌트가 절벽 근처에서 새들이 날아다니는 것을 보고 절벽으로 다가서는데 맥어더가 누군가에게 살해당한 것을 보게 됩니다.
Well, it weren't no bleeding accident. It's murder.
he said no one was coming for us. 8 little soldier boys traveling in Devon, and then there were 7.
Miss Claythorne!
I just want to go!
Please! Please! Come.
Don't worry, it's all right.
얼마 뒤 사람들은 서재에 모여서 도대체 오웬이 누구인지, 왜 우리 모두의 일을 알고 있는지 궁금해합니다.
Law tells me that you have a revolver.
Tops. Why have you got a gun?
That I might need it.
By whom?
Who's your client?
Ulick Norman Owen.
It's dangerous then.
Use that to your discretion.
He's forearmed.
Isaac Morris in Soho.
Soho. I was invited here, but I've never heard of. Perfect place to recover. What brings you here?
She was interested in my work. Education of girls of the lower orders. She wanted to contribute to my cause.
Law?
He was impressed by my standing force, spending some time keeping an eye out.
Keeping an eye out for what?
That someone was here under false pretenses. What he didn't say was that Lombard would have a gun. Come on, surrender your weapon, Mr. Lombard.
Not a chance.
Isaac Morris, Mr. Owen.
No.
Something struck me. Ulick Norman Owen, or U.N. Owen is unknown.
What does it mean?
The killer is in here. It is one of us.
We've never met each other before now.
Rogers.
Oh, here we go again, lining up the next suspect.
He's the one moving the figures.
We are all being hunted. There's someone else on this island.
I'll see what can be done about supper. Liver and kidneys.
That would be delicious, Rogers.
Well, I ain't eating a mouthful of his pie.
이후 사람들은 각자의 방으로 돌아가고 살인범이 있을지 모른다는 불안감에 쉽게 잠이 들지 못합니다.
I wanted a coffee. I looked and I found this. One chopped himself in half.
이번에는 집사 로저스가 살해당한 것이었죠.
There's no milk, I'm afraid.
Mean to kill us all.
I believe so, yes.
Fluster ball of wool. Ridiculously distressed about it.
I'll bring you a candle to see by.
I don't trust any of them. But you and I, we have sharp minds. We should stay together.
Very well.
Miss Claythorne's making the coffee. She should be watched.
You do the stairs. I'm gonna wash the guts out of the wood stock.
Can I? I rather enjoy domestic tasks.
They are soothing.
Indeed.
I'll just be a moment.
All right.
그런데 베라가 식당을 확인하러 갔다가 또다시 조각품이 하나 없어진 것을 보게 됩니다.
Stung by a bee.
이번에는 브렌트가 목에 뜨개질 바늘이 박혀 사망하게 된 것이었죠.
I'm not hungry. How could you possibly be hungry?
Just because I said that I was hungry, I am hungry. You look at me like a...
Down.
You got some front love. You got some right brass neck.
Don't go downstairs on your own. You wait up here for me.
그런데 롬바드가 서랍에 넣어둔 권총이 사라져 있었고
I did nothing to Rogers. I didn't take any mastic. You could have taken it.
Why would I steal my own gun?
Double bluff.
What? Tubbs?
Why you would steal your own gun?
You were the last one down. The last one.
I don't care to say.
You killed Rogers. You have my gun, you little prick.
Lombard, for heaven's sake.
Then why were you the last down?
Constipated! Oh, yeah, sat there in a muck sweat.
이제 이들은 마스터키와 총을 찾기 위해 한 명씩 방을 살펴보기로 합니다.
Not like you've been singled out. No key, no gun.
Now you, Miss Claythorne.
I'm just being thorough.
그리고 베라가 옷을 갈아입기 전 또다시 과거를 회상합니다.
You like Uncle Hugo, don't you?
And I'm going to marry him.
Will you be my aunt?
I will. How happy we'll be when we have everything.
Well, Miss Claythorne.
Mr. Lombard.
Philip.
Vera.
Nothing.
이제 이들은 저택 전체를 조사하기 시작하지만 마스터키와 총을 찾을 수는 없었죠.
Here you were one for the black square on the rope.
When it was appropriate, yes.
To go and watch all the hangings you'd ordered. Is that true?
I had the power to condemn men and women to death. With great power comes great responsibility.
Did you watch Edward Seaton hang?
I remember Edward Seaton from the newspapers. Everyone said he was innocent.
He wasn't. He left diaries, believed his victims were full of filth and that his clues and misdirections excited him.
Why didn't you go and see him?
I did. It was unsettling. Different. He refused the hood. He wanted me to see his face, laugh at me.
Laugh at you?
At justice. It meant nothing to him. He wasn't cowed by it or by me. Well, it worked. He haunts me still. Laughter or not, justice came, as it always does.
I mean, we can't just sit around doing nothing.
We sit singly or in a group. I'm going to read, Dr. Armstrong, but your agitation tires me.
Justice came. Killer and Wargrave having common cause.
How many men has he seen dying? What does that do to someone?
Could be plotting anything.
Stop it, will you? Just stop it!
I'm going to bed. You can watch me go up the stairs.
Breathe slowly, in through the nose, out through the mouth. There we are.
I thought there was somebody in the room with me.
There's some brandy.
Good for you, Vera. I'm going to go and fetch another bottle that hasn't been opened.
I need some water.
This brandy's all right.
He called her Vera.
Lombard, second time.
Sealed and untampered with.
What's that for?
I don't know.
Chandelier, maybe.
Chandelier in the bedroom.
Put a chandelier in a pigsty. If fancy took them.
I'm becoming very fond of you, Tubbs.
Where's the judge?
Jesus.
이번에는 워그레이브가 판사복을 입은 채 머리에 총을 맞은 채로 사망해 있었죠.
You went back downstairs to get the bottle.
You went downstairs too? You? You disappeared for a bit?
We didn't hear the shot.
And where's my gun?
I can't stand the sound of that wind. I can't stand it. I'm not just gonna sit here and wait to die.
이후 남은 4명은 마지막 밤일지도 모른다는 생각에 파티를 즐깁니다.
Edward George Armstrong.
That's me!
William Henry Blore.
Yeah, that's me!
Theodore Elizabeth Clayton.
Watch them.
You stick with me, Vera. We're gonna get through this.
Perhaps it's them, Mr. and Mrs. Owen. It's them.
I'm going to bed. This party's over.
방으로 들어온 롬바드는 잠시 생각하더니 베라의 방으로 들어갑니다. 그리고 그 시각 블로어는 과거를 회상합니다.
You're lucky you got me. Look at you, there's nothing of you. You've been mush in a moment. On your way. Let this be a lesson to you, all right? Be more discreet. Go on, Scarpa.
Thank you.
That's what I should have done, innit? But I didn't.
그리고 그때 암스트롱이 몰래 저택을 빠져나갑니다.
Lombard! Lombard! Hey!
What is it?
It is Armstrong. He's left the house, I saw him.
Lock your door, Vera, and put a chair against it.
다음날 아침이 되어서야 수색을 마치고 돌아온 롬바드.
It was just on your bed. Well, how do I know you didn't plant it in there last night? Well, you could have crept out your room and planted
I
it.
had my door locked in case Armstrong came back.
Armstrong's disappeared.
Red herring. Red herring swallowed one, and then there were 3. Armstrong's still alive. Whose idea was it to put music on? To get drunk so we'd all pass out and not...
Armstrong. And who did you first suspect?
Armstrong. He's been playing us off each other from the start. He's still alive.
And it serves me right.
Serves us all right.
And we're being punished for what we've done. Because I did kill him. I stomped him till he was pulp. Just a young lad.
Someone has to come for us soon. They have to.
We light a fire on the cliff. Someone's bound to see it.
I reckon we're being watched.
We are.
이제 이들은 절벽에 불을 피우기 위해 출발하는데
Come on, Tubbs, let's go.
블로우가 혼자 남아 저택을 살핍니다.
Where is he?
Stay here.
A big bear had one, and then there were 2.
Poor Tubbs.
이후 다시 밖으로 나온 베라와 롬바드, 그리고 베라가 뭔가를 발견하고 이 둘은 함께 내려가는데 그곳에는 암스트롱의 시신이 있었죠.
Armstrong.
Come on.
Where?
I need to find a better view.
It's not right. We can't leave him. Please. It's you. It's all you. All of it. You're going to kill me.
I'm not going to kill you, Vera.
There's no one else. You've killed them all.
We're being hunted. I need the gun.
Give me the gun. Give me the gun, Vera.
I promised him a game of bat and ball, a reward for being so good. He wanted to swim, but I said no. I went to get the bat and ball, and he was gone. I ran after him.
Thank you for trying to save him.
You know, before I wasn't sure, but I am sure now. Now I'm sure. You couldn't catch up with him. I've seen you run. Vera, what you don't understand is that I really loved that little boy.
And I love you.
I can't prove it. If I did have proof, I'd see you hang.
Now, you're strong enough to swim to that rock, aren't you? Excited? On your marks, go!
Hugo.
One little soldier boy left all alone. He went and hanged himself. Then there were none. Wondering about the liver and kidneys, the mass, the tumour. It's spreading. It's quite extraordinarily painful. Not long now, though. And when Seaton looked into my eyes, he knew that I was a kindred spirit. And when his neck snapped, I felt as if I'd been handed a gift.
You don't mean any of this. You are a good man. Moral.
Moral? There are differences between Seaton and myself. All his victims were innocent. You were all guilty.
이어서 워그레이브가 권총으로 자신의 생을 이곳에서 마감할 거라고 하자 베라는 롬바드에게 죄를 뒤집어 씌우면 된다며 그에게 목숨을 구걸하지만
No, wait. There's no more bullets. There are no more bullets.
What a beguiling woman you are, Miss Claythorne. Quite my favorite, really.
워그레이브는 매우 흡족해하며 자신의 계획을 바꾸지 않습니다.
You forgot the one that shot me.
이제 마지막으로 남은 워그레이브는 자신의 죽음을 타살로 위장하기 위해 준비합니다. 그리고 아무도 없었다는 2015년 에거서 크리스티 탄생 125주년을 기념해서 BBC에서 3부작으로 제작된 드라마입니다. 외부로부터 고립된 외딴 섬의 저택에 초대된 8명의 사람들과 섬에 있던 집사 부부가 정체를 알 수 없는 범인에게 한 명씩 죽음을 당하게 되는 이야기를 담아낸 작품으로 원작의 분위기를 잘 살려낸 영상미와 배역에 잘 어울리는 캐스팅으로 몰입도를 높여주며 원작과 조금씩 달라진 부분들은 있지만 대체적으로 원작을 충실히 재현했다는 호평을 받았습니다. 사람들이 죽는 순서는 죄의 무게에 따른 순서이며 원작에서는 베라가 스스로 목숨을 끊지만 드라마에서는 모든 죄를 롬바드에게 뒤집어 씌우자며 워그레이브에게 목숨을 구걸하는 설정으로 그녀의 사악한 면모를 더욱 부각시키고 있습니다. 원작을 읽고 내용을 다 아는 상태에서도 범인이 누구인지 끝까지 긴장하면서 보게 만드는 연출력이 돋보인 드라마로 3부작으로 짧기 때문에 영화를 한 편 보시는 느낌으로 부담없이 감상하실 수 있습니다. 본편을 꼭 감상하시길 강력히 추천합니다. 구독과 좋아요 부탁드립니다. 믿고 보는 무드킹의 추천 영화 앞으로도 계속됩니다.